Hello guys, welcome today to my first video on YouTube. I'm so happy to have now my own channel. Well, actually I'm saying my own channel. Actually it's going to be mainly yours because I'm going to do for you some readings. So I'm going to do readings with tarot, with oracles, and we're going to talk about other subjects, of course, like astrology and plenty of stuff like vibration. Very important right now. The raising of the vibration of the earth and what it is implying in the matrix. What we're going to do today is, we're going to do some readings, okay? I'm going to use some oracle called Moonology in English and in French, Lunology. So it's an oracle about the moon and the different phases of the moon in astrology, like the full moon, the new moon, and the different shape of the moon in every single astrology sign. And well, it's an amazing oracle because it can give you some deep and profound analysis of the problem, of the causes of the problem, and sometimes it can help you to avoid or to find a solution, to your problem, or to develop your inner world. So let's not be too much, deep and profound. I just want to tell you that besides using this oracle for today, I decided to do some very simple kind of reading, okay? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to do 6 kind of different reading, okay? And you are going to have to choose between the numbers 1 and 6, okay? So you're going to have to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. You can use your intuition. It's honestly very easy. Just close your eyes and think about a number between 1 and 6. But for some of you who do not have intuition, or who are not used to do this kind of stuff, some people are blocked really and do not know what to choose. Well, you can roll a dice, or you can write the numbers in 6 different kind of papers, and you roll the papers and you put them in a box or a hat or whatever stuff you want, and you pick randomly a number, okay? So very easy, you guys, okay? So we're gonna start in a few seconds, but before we start, I just want to say that I'm French, so speaking English is not very easy for me. So I'm gonna do my best. I hope you're gonna understand me. And well, if sometimes I take some time to search for the words, it's because I'm doing the channeling, and in the same time I'm translating in language that is not mine, so it's a little bit complicated. So be indulgent with me, guys, and well, with no further ado, we're gonna start with the number 1. So let's start. Number 1, it's your reading, okay? So I'm gonna shuffle the cards. Okay. Oops, there is one left here. Okay. What's gonna happen? What are the advice for the people who chose number 1? Yes. For October 2020. Okay. So, first, your love life, okay? Then your professional life and your financial life. Okay. All right. Okay. So, number 1, people, for your love life in October 2020, you have the full moon in Pisces. This is what we got, at the beginning of September 2nd, if I remember well. And when you have the full moon in Pisces, you have two different kind of energies, okay? You have the moon that is in Pisces, but since it's the full moon, you have the sun that is in the opposite sign, okay? So you have 2 planets that are opposite and opposition on may be complicated to live. That's why a full moon is not always easy, okay? Because you have the moon in one place and the sun in the other one, in the opposite sign. And when the full moon is in Pisces, it means that the sun is in Virgo, okay? And well, Virgo is not a very easy sign. It's very picky, very perfectionist, you know, looking for perfection and more than perfection. And Pisces are the opposite. It's a sign that's under the ocean, you know, under the ocean you have no limit. On Earth you have limits, you know, people buy land and they put fences, you know. In the ocean, it does not exist, okay? Pisces, they don't care, you know, they go from one country to another, you know, and that's the spirit of the Pisces. There is no limit, there is no boundaries, and Virgo has boundaries and has limits, maybe too much sometimes. So what you're gonna have to do, and it's the message of the card, guys, for your love life, is to find a kind of balance between being too picky sometimes with your partner and sometimes be too laxist, you know. You're gonna have to find the perfect balance for you. You know, for some, you're gonna have to be a little bit more picky because your partner is not really grounded, you know, and you're gonna have to help him to be more grounded or to, you know, put some limits, okay? This is what you have to do with Pisces sometimes. Show where the limits are. You know, if your partner does not see the limit, you're gonna have to show where they are. And if you have a partner that has too many limits, that is a control freak, you know, you're gonna have to explain to him that, you know, sometimes it's too much. You know, you have to learn to let go, to live in the now. That's what the Pisces do, okay? So this is if you have a partner. And if you do not have a partner, well, the full moon in Pisces asks you to find a compromise between being too picky, you know, looking for perfection, because Virgo likes everything to be neat, you know, to be really like they expect it to be, which is actually more than perfection. And Pisces are very idealistic, okay? They put people on a pedestal. So you have to find some limit, you know. And the message for you if you're single is that you're gonna have to find a balance between what you expect and what reality is, okay? Because sometimes, even if for you what you expect is like normal, you know, yeah, it's normal. I'm looking for somebody with 5 legs, you know, and 3 arms. This is what I'm looking for. But you're not gonna find it that easy, you know. You're gonna have to look for a long time before it happens, okay? So please be realistic, okay? And just calm down the expectation if you're single, you know, because this month you may find some interesting people, but you're not gonna see them because they're gonna pass by you, you know, and you're not even gonna lay an eye on them because they're just not fitting for your expectation. So be realistic, but in the same time, you know, don't stop dreaming, okay? So this is the message for your love life. For your professional life, you have the full moon again in Leo. So full moon is a time of the month where the moon, which is a planet very emotional, is completely lighted by the sun, okay? It's full. And when it's full, it exaggerates the emotion, okay? So that's why people on the full moon are completely crazy or very emotional, very angry, you know, very sad. Some people just can't stop crying for no specific reason. And the full moon in Leo, it's when you may have a tendency, whether you have a job or not, to have some pride, okay? And pride may be a good thing, you know, in the workplace because it's a fuel, you know, it helps you to move on, you know. If you have some pride, if you are a proud person, well, you know, you want people to look at you, you know, you want to be noticed, to have an important job, you know, to be important in the workplace. So this is fine. But sometimes, since the full moon here in this card is in Leo, you're gonna have to stop bragging sometime, okay, guys? Maybe some of you won't resonate with this, okay? And I'm gonna give you other explanation, okay, with this card, but most part of the time, the Leo likes to brag, okay? yeah, I do it better than you, you know. Yeah. If I had his job, you know, I would do it better, you know, because I'm just much more better than him, you know, or than her. So this kind of stuff is not really good for your image, even though you think it is, because you're looking for recognition. But it gives you an image of somebody who's, you know, very arrogant and very full of himself. So for some of you that may lack recognition, you know, you may have the tendency to do the opposite and bragging all the time, you know, saying, notice me, love me. And well, in this month, in this October 2020, it's not going to help, okay? So to be very concrete, if you are looking for a job, okay, maybe this job that you do not want to do, you know, because it's not worth you what you are, you know, if it's a job just to hit, you know, because you don't find your dream job, you have to have a job, you know, to pay the rent and to pay the bills. Well, maybe take it, okay? Because this is gonna lead you to another job that you're going to like, okay? And if you do already have a job, if you want a raise, or if you want to climb, you know, the ladder in your workplace, and to have a job where you're the boss or where you a supervisor, you know, guys, don't brag, okay? You have to let the people notice you with your work. So do the job, but try to be at least a little bit discreet, okay? Not saying shy, but, you know, do your job, you know, do it, be proud of what you do, but don't brag, and don't say, oh, look what I did, you know, I did it better. Because this month is gonna be turning against you, okay? So people will notice you if you do the job. That's the message, okay? Because you always notice a Leo. But when you have the bad Leo, you know, arrogant, very condescending with people, you know, when you look down on people, it's not good for your image. So don't let the pride stop your advancement and stop your career, because it can be like shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, the third and final reading for you, number one people, it's the financial life. Okay, well, it's not a bad card, but you're gonna have to make some adjustment. Okay, adjustments are necessary. It's the message of the card. Okay, as you can see, you know, the moon is half empty and half full, and when you have this shape of the moon during the month, it means that your goal is not that far, but it's not completely here yet, and you're gonna have to make some adjustment. So if you don't have any money now, well, maybe you're gonna have to make this adjustment by, you know, changing the way you spend your money, maybe doing some cuts, not big cuts, but necessary cuts, you know. It's only for a while, and after that it's gonna be better. If you are full of money, or at least if you don't lack money, well, you may have some goal, or you may have some investment or placements, you know, like stock market or real estate. Well, whatever your goal is, you're not quite there yet, okay? So you're gonna have to make some change, because the road you took to achieve your goal, it's the good one, but you don't have the good dosage. So it's your turn to do the work. But doesn't mean you're not gonna achieve your goal. You will if you do the adjustment. That's the message of the card. And guys, if you have a tendency to spend a lot, even if you have a lot of money, you're gonna have to calm down, okay? Because with this card, you know, some people think they are on the arrival line yet. They think they're already there, and they have like bad surprises, okay? It's like you think you are full of money, and if you have a lot of money, it's fine. But sometimes, you know, rich people, they spend a lot, and they end up, you know, broke too. So whatever is your financial situation, you're gonna have to be careful, okay, and to make some changes, because you think the situation is fine, but it's not completely fine yet, okay? You have to really think and to really understand that if you want to have what you want to have, you have to make some changes. All right? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening to me. And well, good luck in October 2020. So you guys picked number 2. It's time for you to know what's going to happen in October 2020, or what's in store for you, or what are the advices that you can listen or not. You still have the free will. Okay. Okay guys, so this is the card for your love life, this is for your job life and your financial life. Okay, so you have the cardinal moon in your love life, which is a good card. Since all these cards are inspired by astrology and the placement of the moon in astrology, planet in the cardinal sign means that it's time to do some action. Cardinal sign are always the beginning of something. I'm going to be concrete and trying to explain to you, like all the cardinal sign astrology represents the beginning of seasons. Okay, Cancer start the summer, cardinal sign. Libra start the fall, okay, the autumn, cardinal sign too. And then you have the Capricorn, which is the cardinal sign that starts the winter. And then you have the Aries sign that starts the spring. Okay, so when the moon is in the cardinal, your guides are telling you through the card to make the move. Start a little something, start to sow a little seed. It's not the time to be to stand still in your ivory tower. Okay, you have to get out, you have to make some action. Think about the Aries sign, which is, as I just mentioned, a cardinal sign. Well, Aries people, they just they want something, they make it happen. Sometimes it's complicated for Aries people because they don't think before they act. Okay, but they make stuff happen. So if you're single, it's time to try something. Just try to go dancing, well, if you can this year, because it's complicated with what's happening around the world. Most disco places are closed, but just make a subscription to a website, where you can meet people, or go out and start talking with person you think is friendly or you think you may be attracted. Well, just make a move, okay? And if you are in couple, well, this is a little bit more complicated. It may mean that for some of you did not much connect the last weeks, the last month, like a lack of connection, like one is doing one way, stuff in one way, and you are doing it in the other way. And you're gonna have to make the communication. You're gonna have to communicate with the person. Okay, you have to do the first step, whatever happened between you guys. Okay, in a general way, whatever is your situation, it means that if you have problems, you are going to have to do the first step. It's not your partner. Okay, because what it does mean is that if your partner do the first step, it's not going to solve the problem. But if you do it, well, it's going to help. So it's like you have the power in October. You have the power in your hands, not your partner. So what are you going to do with it? Okay, you're going to have to make the first step, and you have to swallow your pride. For some people, if you had a fight or if you are expecting for some excuses, maybe you're going to be the one who has to do the first step. Not a very easy thing, but it's going to be very helpful. Okay, so you have the power in your love life to make stuff happen, and honestly, especially for single people, it's time to make some action. Okay, I know what it is. I know how hard it is when you are hurt, or when you don't believe in love anymore, or when you just think all men are jerks, or all women are greedy, or I don't know what kind of prejudices you have in your mind. But you may find somebody interesting this month, or maybe meet somebody that is going to present you somebody interesting. So what are you going to do? Are you going to miss good opportunity? Of course you're not going to, okay? But remember, you always have the free will. These are advices, okay? And if you stumble, or if you chose this number, which is number 2, it's for a reason, okay? It's because your guide wanted you to know some information in order for you to improve your life. So what are you going to do? Well, you can listen to it and make some action, or you can, act like if you are deaf and still do what you are doing, but you please know that it's not going to improve your situation, okay? But you always have the free will. Second card, it's your financial life. We're going to do this, of course, just right after. The full moon in Pisces, well, a full moon is a very exaggerated part of the month, okay? It's a complicated full moon, okay? Full moon are complicated wherever they are because your senses, your emotion are exaggerated. It's like you are on steroid emotionally, okay? Everything is aggravated, okay? So if you're sad, you're very sad. If you feel lonely, you feel really lonely. I do not even talk about anger because if you're angry, well, this makes you like a volcano, But also, full moon can be a moment where you are very inspired, very creative, a kind of psychic too, And when it's in Pisces, you can be very, very emotional and very psychic. You can be like a sponge, you feel the emotion. So it may mean that in your job life, you really are like an emotional sponge. You feel all the vibration of the people and you just want to, go home and be by yourself. This may be the case, okay? But the full moon in Pisces in your job life means that it's going to be like a roller coaster, okay? So sometimes you're going to be very dreamy, you're not going to be here, or you can be very creative. This is the good part, okay? So you can have ideas, for your job, or ideas to improve your job, okay? But also picky, very down to earth, no, it's not going to work. No, I don't believe in this, it's not going to happen. Because Virgo sometimes can be very negative, and Pisces sometimes can be too much positive, you're not very grounded, you're not very realistic. So you're going to have to find the balance in your workplace, it's going to be very different. Depending on the situation you are, because it's a general reading, but it doesn't apply to everybody. If you are looking for a job, you're gonna have to let go of some expectation, because the sun in Virgo is very picky. It's gonna be hard if you just are looking for perfection, because Virgo and Pisces sometimes, in their own way, they are looking for some ideal if you are Pisces, or in some perfection if you are Virgo, and when you mix it together, it's like something impossible to get. So you're gonna have to calm down your expectation and maybe just take a regular job, to pay the bill, and then what's gonna happen? This regular boring job is gonna lead to another exciting job. So just don't stop to dream, but be realistic. That's the message of the card, okay? As I mentioned earlier, so this is your financial life, okay? Full moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius is a sign that is not very good with money. When I say good, the word is not very correct. The problem is that Aquarius are very unstable people, okay? They change it all the time. So when you have the full moon, which is something that is exaggerated, in Aquarius, you have a tendency to be very tight one day, oh no, I'm not going to spend this month, I'm having, trouble, I don't want to make it worse. I'm going to, watch every dime I'm spent, okay? And the day after, it's like you spend all your money, all your bank account, you sell your car, you sell your house, because you feel like you have to do it. So Aquarius, when it's in full moon, is not the best aspect for the money. So my advice, if you have money, and especially if you do not have, is to watch out for your emotion and to pay attention on the way you control your finances, okay? Because with Aquarius, you can be rich one day and poor the other one, but the opposite situation can be true too. So you have to watch out, okay? It doesn't mean you have to be like a very how can I say that, too much in control with your money, okay? For some of you, you may find a genius idea to make money, and if it's a genius idea, just keep it, you know, but don't jump in the wagon right away, because it can be very risky, okay? So if you like to take risk, well, it's your money, guys, you know, do it, but know that it's very not stable, very unstable. And full moon, you know, sometimes make us do some crazy stuff because our emotions, are like through the roof. Is this how you say? So this message is the same, you know, whether you have money or whether you're completely broke. You're gonna be able to make some money if you're broke, but it's gonna be maybe through original project, you know, or original stuff. Aquarius is the sign of the stock market, so if you are used to invest in the stock market, be careful, okay, because it's more unstable than usually. But you know, with Aquarius, everything is possible, and you can be very rich in, you know, one single second. So my advice is to not close all your opportunities, you know, not to be too in control of your money, but be very careful, because your emotions are not going to be your best friend this month, and you're going to have to really pay attention on where you spend and where you place your money, okay? But if you have a very original project or something that is different, you know, that is as we call it, a niche, or something that is not maybe invented yet, you know, something brand new, this can be good, but don't, you know, place all your eggs in one basket, okay? And just don't jump in the wagon. Take the time, you know, to develop the project, because for me, this is how you're gonna advance and you're gonna make your financial life progress, okay? This is for you, number 2. Thank you for listening to me, and well, good luck in October 2020. Hello guys, now it's your turn, number 3 people. So let's see what kind of messages your angel or your guides or your higher self has for you. Okay. Okay guys, let's start. Okay, so if you chose number 3 today, well, your love life in October 2020 is gonna be very, very hot and burning, you know, full of passion. So Aries people, full moon in Aries. Let me just remind you what a full moon is. It's the part of the month where the sun is in the opposite sign of the moon, okay? So the moon is completely visible. There is no dark place when you watch the moon. It's a total circle, okay? It's fully lighted. Full moon is usually a moment where our emotions are very, you know, exaggerated. So it's this moment of the month where you see a lot of drama king and drama queens. Aries is a fire sign, okay? And when fire sign want to do something, they do it now. So the message for you, okay, first, if you are single, If you're single, well, I'm not gonna tell you that you're gonna meet a person, that you're gonna stay with your whole life, but it's very good for, one night stand, or, sex friend, or, people where you have a great sex, like a volcano sex, okay? But also, it's not all about sex. It's also about arguments, or when you have, very full of passion discussion, when you talk with a person, and he says, no, I'm right, no, I'm the person who's right. A very passionate discussion. So you can find somebody like this with whom exchanges and communication is very like pure fire. But if it's what you're looking for, it's fine. It's sometimes it can be exhausting, honestly, because full moon leaves you a little bit drained. But if it's what you're looking for, it's fine. And if you are in couple, well, it's very good for the sex, okay? Passion under the sheets, excitement, crazy stuff, Also sometimes, how do you call it? Quickies? Because Aries sign, don't like stuff that lasts too long, It's a very impatient sign, So when they want sex, they want it now, and it's kind of, it may be short, but very intense. Okay? But as I said, it's not all about sex. And if you are in couple, it may be a very exciting moment with your partner, because you can share passion together, not the sexual one, not the love one, but some kind of sports activities together, very intense. But also pay attention. It can also be negative, because if you are, like too excited, too full of fire, it can lead to arguments and to fights. And it's gonna be, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna push the buttons, okay? I'm gonna push all your buttons. This is what fire signs do, and also sometimes the Scorpio sign. But you guys are gonna push each other buttons, okay? So, well, for some it's a game, nothing bad about it, but you're gonna have to pay attention, because if you guys are going in an argument, the argument can be very harsh and very mean, okay? Aries people don't have any diplomacy, okay? They tell you stuff like, if you're fat, they tell you, wow, you're such a big cow, okay? So in argument, it can be very mean and harsh. So maybe you're gonna have to turn your tongue 7 times in your mouth before you talk, okay? And if you have trouble in your couple, well, please guys, don't communicate at all, okay, when you are angry or when you are in a bad mood, okay? Because it's gonna make stuff worse than what it is, okay? So, well, pay attention, because full moon in Aries has its good side, but also can bring a lot of mess and chaos, because Aries is the sign of war, so you may want to start a war with your partner, or your partner may want to shake you and push every single button, even the hardest one. So, well, this card is warning you to really stay calm, and if you have a really big problem of communication, or if your partner is very touchy, or if you're touchy, well, don't start the war, because your partner is not gonna stay calm, it's gonna be, I'm the one winning the war, no, I'm the one. So it's like a never-ending story, okay? So just remember that, and don't start a war for nothing, pick your fights, okay? What about your job life? Okay, if you have a job, it may be a month where you're not very interested by your job. You may think the grass is greener in somewhere else, because what kind of card do you have? You have the new moon in Aquarius, okay? New moon, it's about new beginnings, okay? Aquarius is a sign that wants something different, something new, okay? So what's going to happen is that maybe you're going to find your job, a little boring, or you may find the people working around you boring, or maybe just there is nothing new, for you it's going to be same old. And so you're going to say, I would like to change job. I would like to have a different job in the same company, or you may feel bored, okay? So the message is you are the one responsible of what's happening to you. So you're gonna have to make things change, and you're gonna have to be the one who's making stuff happen. The card is talking about putting some love in your problem. If you don't like your job, yes, you can change it, or you can try to make the change in your job to make it less boring. Okay, it's up to you. You don't have to make the big change, but sometimes little stuff can bring big changes. This is the message. And if you are looking for a job, well, new moon in Aquarius is good to find a new job, but it may be something completely different, something new, or a job that is something that has a link, with the future, or like inventions, or something brand new that does not exist. So if you have ideas, well, it's the good time to just starting something different for you, because Aquarius is a sign that talk about being unique, being different. Okay, so just try to find something completely different that you never did before. Okay, but if you are in your comfort zone, and if you are looking for a job, well, it may be a job in the medias, or in the internet field, or also in everything that is linked to astrology or the space. So this is the message. And for your financial life, well, you have the full moon in Leo, and full moon in Leo always talk about pride. Okay, so sometimes Leo likes to brag. Okay, well, actually it's not sometimes, it's most part of the time. Leo like to brag, like to show off. They have the best car, the best house, the best clothes. They are the richest, the strongest. Okay, so for some of you, you're asked to stop spending your money, in order to just show your success. Okay, they ask you to be a little bit more modest, and to pay attention, because Leo usually have money, but sometimes they spend too much. Just say, I'm gonna spend, it's for my image. It doesn't matter if I don't have, money. It's for my image, so I do it anyway. So just watch your bank account, you guys, and well, pay attention on how you spend the money. If it's just for ego matters, okay, because maybe you're gonna spend too much. And maybe you're gonna have, some bills that were not expected. And also sometimes, people can ask you for money. And well, it may be the moment to be a little bit more generous. If somebody in your entourage is already needy, maybe sometimes to show your heart, because Leo is about heart. Okay, it's about the heart chakra. And sometimes, you're just so self-centered that you don't see the people around you. Okay, so if somebody is in need, or I'm not asking, to give all your fortune to homeless people, or to, be stupid and let people fool you, but be a little more generous for some of you. Okay, Leo sometimes may forget to be generous. It is a generous sign, but sometimes it is so self-centered that you don't see the people around. Okay, and so you may find yourself in a situation where some people around you may need the money, okay, or may need some help, and you're going to be a little bit self-centered. Okay, so don't let your pride and your ego make you being blind and make you being a little tight. Okay, be generous, people. Okay, if you don't have any money, well, pay attention, because you're gonna want to spend more than what you have. Okay, just to give the illusion of that you are rich. So this is stupid. Okay, because you're gonna have problems. And also it's time for for you to accept that you may not have any money right now, and it's fine. If people are around you just for image, they are garbage. Okay, we are entering a time in humanity where we're shifting from 3rd dimension to 5th dimension, and it's all about being yourself, being who you are, and not what the people want you to be, or what you want people to believe you are. So be yourself, okay? Don't be foolish, and don't be in the trap of pretending that you are somebody you're not, okay? Especially with your money, okay? And well, I think that's it for today. So thanks for listening. And now we're going to do the next one. Okay, number 4, it's time for you reading for October 2020. Okay, so what's going to happen to you in your love life? What are the messages for your love life, for your financial life, and your professional life and your financial life? Okay. Okay, so we had this card already with another number today. I'm gonna get back to this, but now we're gonna first talk about the situation in your love life. Okay, so you have the new moon in Aquarius. Okay, and Aquarius is a card of independence. Okay, it's a card of needing to be alone sometimes, but not all the time, because it's an air sign, you know, and air sign are very sociable people. They like people. They like, you know, having a lot of people around, or they like to talk, communicate, okay? But Aquarius, from all the air sign, is the one that sometimes need to be alone. That's why Aquarius is the sign of internet or all the communication devices, okay? Because you can be alone by your side but still communicate with people. It's like a combination of the two. So if you are in couple, okay, maybe are too much independent right now in your love life, okay? You're gonna need to show a little bit more affection, okay? You're gonna need to be a little more tender. Your partner may be complaining or not telling you, but if the message is the new moon in Aquarius, well, you're gonna have to make some efforts, you know, and to show physically a little bit more affection, or to manifest your affection with words, like just simple stuff, you know. I like you. I'm sorry I don't spend enough time with you right now, or I may seem to not care about you, but I really do. It's my way of doing, but remember, I love you. I think you're amazing, and thank you for understanding my independence. So you have to communicate and to show. So if communicating is hard for you, well, you're gonna have to do it. If you're not a very affectionate person, well, you're gonna have to show it, okay? And if you're single, maybe it's because you don't show enough physically your emotion. Maybe you have trouble showing your emotion, but you have to make some efforts. Why? Because I'm told you may have some opportunities, okay, but these opportunities you're not going to see, or you're going to miss them, or going to miss it, sorry, if you don't make any, you know, improvement in your way of showing affection, okay? So the message is very simple. You have to put some love in your in the different kind of situation you face, okay? And even if your partner doesn't say anything to you, you may regret that you are not showing enough affection. Your partner may feel, you know, a little bit fragile or weak, and need to feel you are here, okay? So if you do it, you're gonna see some improvement. If you don't, well, after a while, if it's not already the case, but your partner is going to complain about it, and it's gonna cause a problem in your relationship, okay? So do what you gotta do, guys, okay? As I mentioned, in your professional life, I already picked this card, so you know it happens. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing I did already. Full moon is about completion, okay? It's when the moon is completely lighted by the sun. So full moon is a moment in the months where the emotions are completely exaggerated, you know, are completely XXL, and the full moon, we have a tendency to be a little bit more angry or a little bit more sad or a little bit more hysterical. And with the full moon in Leo, we can be a little bit more drama king or drama queen, okay? So in your job life, you have to pay attention the way you act and react, because sometimes you want to be noticed. And that's the essence of Leo people, In every single second, you have to be the center of attention. You have to be the star, You don't want to be in the movie. You don't want to be the second role, the second part. You have to be the star. The lights are supposed to be on you. That's the way you think. And even though you don't feel like this, all the time, if you have this card, it means that probably in October you're gonna feel a little bit frustrated that people don't notice your job or don't notice all the efforts you made. So you may find yourself, trying to get the attention and to be the center of it, okay? And it's honestly, guys, it's not gonna help. You don't have to, and it's the message of the card, you don't have to let your pride ruin all your efforts, okay? So, yes, it's true, maybe people don't notice you enough, but wanting to force the people to notice you this month of October is not gonna help, okay? It's gonna make things worse. So, try to be discreet, okay? Don't put your pride in the middle, okay? There's gonna be a moment you're going to be noticed and people are gonna see the work you achieve and they're gonna understand, your importance, okay? But if you force them in October, you're gonna have the opposite result, okay? So it's up to you. You have your free will. And if you don't have any job and if you're looking for a job, well, it's another interpretation, but full moon in Leo is have a tendency to accentuate the pride, okay? And so you may have opportunities to find a job, but for some of you, it may feel like, okay, no, I don't want to do this. It's a crappy job. Or, I deserve more, But you're not going to like it, but your angels and your guides are telling you maybe you should reconsider your decision and take this job because it's going to be temporary, okay? And this job is going to lead to another one that you will like more, okay? So it's up to you again, but don't let your pride be in the middle because it's going to be like you're shooting yourself in the foot, okay? This is the message. For your financial life, the card is talking about a win-win situation, okay, around the corner. It's the full moon in Libra, okay? So maybe you've been waiting to sign a contract for your job, or maybe you've been waiting to have a loan from your bank, okay? You've been fighting to have it, and they were saying, I don't know, you don't have enough money, I'm not sure you're going to be able to pay us back. Well, you're going to be able to find a win-win situation result, okay? Win-win means it's not 100% on their side and it's not 100% on yours, it's 50-50, but, you win anyway. Not all that you wanted before, but it's a compromise, guys. It's Libra, okay? Libra is about making compromise. If you're having, problems, financial problems, you are going to be able to find a solution, but you are going to have to make a compromise. So maybe I'll give you an example. If you have problem with your bank account, maybe, they're going to say, okay, this time we accept to raise or to be nice with you. Okay. But you're going to have to make some efforts on your side. You're going to have to make some cuts, Or for some people, you're going to sign contracts, and it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be able to make you pay your bills, okay? So don't get me wrong, it's a good card, okay? With Libra, you don't get all you want, okay? But you get a percentage of what you want and a percentage good enough to make you happy, okay? So Don't expect too much, but you can expect a solution if you have problems. And if you are making, investment, or if you want to buy some properties, some real estate, you can, make a nice deal with the people who's selling the house or selling the building or whatever you want to buy. Okay, win-win situation for you. So it's good, but you're gonna have to make some compromise. Okay, at least a little bit. That's it for you. Number 4. Remember that you always have your free will. Okay, those are just advices. Okay, or sometimes more like warnings. You listen or you don't listen. It's up to you, but you're gonna have to face the consequences. Okay, that's the message of the card. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. So now we're gonna do the reading for you guys, number 5. Okay, thanks for watching. So you picked number 5 today. We're gonna see what the cards and what your angels, what your guide have to tell you today. Usually there are messages like advices, but sometimes it's warnings, so you have to at least listen to it and then you accept the message or not, Okay, I'm gonna pick a first card for your love life, a second one for your professional life, and another one for your finances. Okay. So, first card is about your love life, okay? And what do I see? What do we get today? We get the super moon. And the super moon card is like a full moon, but even bigger, okay? And the full moon is already a moment of the month where the emotions are really on steroids, everybody is getting crazy on full moon, super excited, super sad, super angry, okay? But the super moon is like super, okay? So what's in store for you in October 2020? Well, you're gonna have to pay a lot of attention on how you act and react and how you communicate with your partner, because you're gonna feel really angry, or your partner is gonna be really aggressive, or really sad, or most part of the time very touchy. It's like you want to say hello and the person is like, hey, why are you talking to me like this? So it's like you're walking on eggs, literally, guys. You're walking on eggs, and you're going to have to pay a lot of attention. You're gonna have to choose your words. You're gonna have to watch out for your emotion, and do not communicate when you're angry or when you're sad or when you feel, very moody or touchy, because it's gonna be like impossible for you guys to communicate sometimes. One day it can be your partner, the other one can be you, but emotions are rising. That's the message of the Supermoon card. So pay attention if you have a partner, if you want to talk about, touchy or taboo stuff in the couple, like they are, I don't know, it can be talking about the way your mother-in-law is acting or the way your sister-in-law is acting. Talking about finances. Sometimes it's a taboo in the couple, if another one is spending more than it should do. Whatever the subject is, you're gonna have to be very careful and to choose the moment when you communicate about the problem, okay? If you are single, well, pay attention again in your communication. If you subscribed to websites, to meet people, or in some kind of agency, whatever the way you do it, or if you, communicate with SMS or in some communication devices, you're gonna have to be very careful, not to be aggressive or not to be touchy, because communication is gonna be very complicated. On the other hand, if you are in couple or if you are single, it's very good for sex or for demonstrating your affection. because you're going to be wanting to show your affection, to touch the skin, to take the other person in your arms. And if you're single, you're going to be looking for sensuality and even sex, of course. But it's not going to be all about sex. It can be about tenderness. So everything that is linked to emotion is going to be super exaggerated. So pay attention, okay? Pay a good attention. In your job life, we kind of see the same problem. We got a new moon in Gemini. New moon is about starting a new blank page, okay? It's about a new start, new beginnings. And Gemini is about communication, about talking. Geminis are the twins, so you have one person talking to another. And also sometimes you can be talking to yourself, because Gemini, has a brain that is never stopping to process. So in your job life, the message is communication is going to be the key. So how do you communicate in your job? Are you a shy person? Okay, if you have a job and you are a shy person, you're going to have to start to express yourself. You're going to have to say no to a person. If your colleague is not acting in a correct way with you, or if your boss is not talking the right way, you're going to have to start to communicate and say, okay, sorry, you are off the limit with me, okay? Or sometimes you're going to have to just communicate your ideas. If you have amazing idea, maybe, you have the feeling nobody cares about your creativity. But maybe it's going to be the time to do it. Because expressing yourself, expressing your imagination or your creative ideas are going to be the key this month. It's going to be very helpful, on the contrary of what you may think, okay? So you need to talk, and you need to talk in a good way. As you heard before, you had the supermoon in your love life, so maybe people are gonna get on your nerves, okay? So you need to calm down, and you need to express yourself in a very quiet way. You're gonna have to talk slowly, so the people are going to listen to you, and it's gonna work, guys. For a few of you, for some of you, it's going to be about communicating in a louder way, to show that you exist, that you're not transparent, okay? So you're going to have to shine your light and to say what you have to say, okay? And if you don't have any job, well, it's time for you to be creative and to share your ideas, because Gemini, they are very creative, okay? They are very changing sign, but they have a lot of ideas. They are very curious, okay? So if you don't have any job, maybe you have amazing ideas, to create new professions, or creating a niche, that doesn't have much customer, but where you think a job is maybe going to be very popular in a few months. So if you don't have any job, express your idea, because you may find some people interested by your project, okay? So you can, send resumes. This is very good moment to send resumes, or to say, to communicate about you wanting to be part of this or that company, okay? It's the moment, okay? It's a new beginning for you, but you have to communicate. You have to say that you are interested. Same thing if you have a job, if you want to raise, or if you want to climb the ladder, if you want to have a bigger responsibility, you have to say it. It's time to say to your boss, okay, I would like to do this. I would like to do some internship, to progress. Okay, this is the message. Number 5, for your financial life, well, you get a full moon in Virgo. So Virgo is very good for finances. So the message is in a way that you're safe October 2020 months, okay? No big problem are around the corner. But the message is telling you that you are good enough. So what's the link with your financial life? Well, Virgo are very perfectionist, okay? They always want the perfection. And no need to mention that perfection does not exist the way we humans see it. But in the other side, in the universe, being perfect is being the way you are at the moment you are. You know, it's like the way you are now is perfect because it's the way you're supposed to be now. You're not supposed to be better or you're not supposed to be less than what you are. You are like you are, so it's perfect. You know, and you're going to improve, you're going to change, because life is about changing, it's about learning, improving yourself, yes. So maybe you're going to have to be a little bit more loose on the money side. If you have this card, maybe you just a little too tight with this card because you're afraid, you know, you're gonna face some difficult times, so you don't spend a single dime, even for you. But you're good enough. That's the message. You can spend a little money for you, you know. If you're already spending too much money and if you have money problems, of course, this message is not for you, but you're going to have to act as a Virgo. This is the message. You're going to start saving, okay? Don't spend too much. If you save too much, you know, if you're always listening to your fear, you know, oh, I'm saving because, you know, it's going to be terrible. You know, I'm going to be lacking money. Well, they're telling you that you have to be alive, you know, you have to be in the now. And if there is something you want to buy, you just buy it if you get the money, you know, don't be too excessive in the way you save the money, okay? But if it's not the case, well, you're going to have to act a little bit more like a Virgo. So you're going to start saving, make some cuts. And this is how you're going to balance your finances, okay? So these are the messages for you, number 5, about what's going to happen to you in October 2020. Thanks for listening, and thanks for your support. Guys, if you picked number 6, you're the last one today. But last but not least, you're going to see what's in store for you. We're going to do a reading. We're going to pick a card for your love life. Okay, first one. There it is. And then a second one for your professional life. Okay. And the last one for your finances. Okay. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay. Interesting for you, number 6. Okay, let's start with the love life. You get the empty moon card, okay, on your love life. So when you pick this card, usually the message is that you have nothing to expect from the situation you are in right now, okay? So if you're single, okay, and I'll give you an example, okay? If you're searching for Mr. or Mrs. Right, okay? Well, you are maybe too picky, okay? You have to change it and to be less picky, because the way you are, you know, nothing's gonna happen if you keep on acting like this, okay? If you're single and if you are afraid of finding a new person because of your, you know, past situation and you are completely discouraged, well, you're told that staying by yourself is not going to improve the situation. You know, staying, you know, in your house surrounded by walls and feeling, you know, protected in your comfort zone is not going to lead anywhere. Okay, so you're going to have to get outside and to face your fears, you know, and some stuff are going to happen in October or from October. You're going to sow some seeds, you know, but if you keep on acting the way you act, nothing's going to happen. If you're forcing yourself too much, you know, if you're trying too hard to find a person, well, the message is the opposite. You have to, you know, calm down and to rest, because the time is not going to be favorable to find a person if you're wanting to force the destiny, okay? You have to stop it for a while, you know, surrender, accept there is no one for you now, and that's when you surrender, when you lose control, that stuff are going to happen, okay? Same thing with people who have partners. Well, the situation you are in is not going to evolve, so you're going to have to make some change. So if you guys don't see each other enough, you know, if it's a problem of schedule, you're going to have to make some adjustment. If it's a problem of communication, you're gonna have to communicate more, okay? But for some of you, it may be, a signal that if nothing is changing, if no change is made, sorry, it's gonna be the end, because you have to accept that a relationship doesn't work, and if a person doesn't want to change and the other one doesn't want to change, it's not gonna happen. Or if just one person is making the change and the other one, is doing nothing, you're not going to go anywhere anyway, okay? So you're gonna have for this card to adapt to your situation. I cannot do a prediction for any single human that is watching this video, but you have to adapt yourself and to know that the way you act right now, it's whether too good or not enough, okay? And you're gonna have to make some adjustment, to make some efforts, okay, more efforts, or to stop making efforts because you are the only one making some, okay? If the problem is really only about your partner, well, chances are the person is not gonna change or says he's gonna change, but he's not going to, okay? Not ready now. So wait and see. But make some change if you want to have some kind of a last chance, okay? For your professional life, this card is amazing. It's like one of the best moon card and in the best astrology sign, concerning work, concerning jobs. Because Capricorn is the sign of the workplace. It's the sign of bosses. Okay, they represent the people that are on the top of the pyramid. So all the people that are giving orders to people at the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, so this is very good because Capricorn is about hard work. Always expecting more, always, giving orders, always saying, okay, you got to do this and you got to work more. Okay, you got to stay a little bit later tonight, to do some more work. And now the card is talking about the harvest. Okay, you've been working very hard and now it's time to see the fruits of your work. So amazing month for you guys. If you are looking for a job, well, it's the month where you may be accepted to do the job. Or if you've been working hard in your job, and well, it's time for you to get a raise or to climb the ladder, and have a job with bigger responsibility. So whatever the situation is, it's very good for you, but you have to keep working. Okay, this is what the Capricorn expect from you. You have to work. Even when it's finished, you have to keep working. Okay, so the day where you pick the fruits from the tree, enjoy it because it doesn't last much with Capricorn. They always want more. So you have to learn to stop a little bit and to enjoy all the work you did, okay? And then you have to start working again, all right? You have the new moon eclipse in your financial life, okay? So let me talk to you about new moon. New moon, as I mentioned, or maybe did not mention, new moon are about new beginnings, okay? Blank pages. So there is some kind of a reset or a possibility of reset in your finances. So it's very interesting because maybe you had trouble, in the last months or the last years. Maybe it's complicated to pay the bills, but you're gonna have a possibility and do like a reset and to make some money or at least to erase the bills and to start fresh. And this is the new moon card, but here you have the eclipse new moon card. So eclipse is this time of the month where karmic stuff happen. Okay, so when I say karmic stuff, it's like the fate is knocking at your door. You cannot stop events that are under eclipse because it's karmic. Okay, so it's a good card. You're gonna have the possibility to make money, but take the chance. Take a chance. Don't miss it. It's a good intervention of the destiny of the fate, for you. And if you don't have any specific problem with the money, well, you're gonna be able to make some more, you know, with like a sudden opportunity, you know, like the thunderstorm is hitting you, but in a good way. So please don't miss this opportunity, you know, because it's very nice. For some of you, okay, I'm warning you, it can be a difficult time. But even if you have a problem with this card, because it's karma, it's not gonna last, okay? Because you're gonna have a solution to solve the problem anyway. And maybe it's gonna look like a bad luck, but actually it's gonna be good luck hidden in a bad luck. You know what I mean? Because if you have like karmic problems with this card, you know, like suddenly you have big bills to pay, or people knocking at your door with bills that you did not expect, you know, or, you know, problem in the stock market, or I don't know, whatever problem you may have, it's going to be an opportunity to see, you know, a problem that you didn't see before, and you're going to be able to solve it. So even if it's, for some of you, going to manifest in some difficult times, don't worry. You're going to find a solution, and it's the present of the new moon eclipse card. Okay? So don't worry, but make the change. Okay guys, that's it for today. I was so happy to do my first video with you today. It was a very nice moment to share. I hope it helped you to, for some of you, to see the cause of your problem if you have some already, and for some of you to, you know, find some clues to avoid any problem. But also remember that time does not exist, you know, on the other side. So just keep in mind that it may happen a little bit later, okay? But if you are interested in a more specific reading, like in a private session, of course, we'll be glad to do that for you. Alright guys, thank you. I hope I see you in another video. Bye bye.